Well, this time I got something a bit unusual I wanted to do for you. I bought that new old stock Winchester 1894 BB gun. It's made by Daisy, but it's got the Winchester name on it and made to their specs and all of that. And this says new old stock from it looks like 2005. No butt plate. The wood is beveled on the sides, as you can see there, and wood stocks. And they didn't plate the thing that pushed into the end of the barrel there. Well, it's actually a barrel sleeve with a soda straw barrel running through it. You probably noticed that, but they didn't glue it. And it's got that saddle ring on there for a leather thong. Anyway, I bought a butt plate online, eBay I think. Might even been Amazon, I don't remember. Back when I was rebuilding the Crossman 160 Pell gun up there, because the butt plate was broke. I couldn't find one. And this one looks like a Remington to me. Flat on the bottom, and you can see it's curved on top a little bit. And pretty nice shape. And I took some pictures before, I will show you in a minute. This thing comes real close to fitting. I just need to go down to about here on both sides and around this end to make it a tad smaller so it matches the curve of the stock. Maybe on that side, but I doubt it. And I had a couple of different curtain rods in here, so I got some brass screws there, so they're just the right size to mount that butt plate on this thing. And we'll get that on it. It'll look a little better. It'll keep the stock from getting beat up on that end and maybe chipped or, splintered and all that. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And this thing will even look a little more complete. And since the stock is beveled, at least it matches the size of the beveled part real good, so that'll help it look like it fits a little, I think. But the best part of it is it's free. I put that thing away as I'll probably find a use for it eventually, and good thing I did. Because now I got a new old stock rifle that needs a butt plate to finish the look of it so it doesn't look quite so cheap. That's what I think anyway. Makes it look cheap when you don't put butt plates on it. Or another thing I don't understand about that one, they outlined the part of the receiver where the loading gate was supposed to be. Now these Daisies over here got the working loading gate to put the BBs in. The Winchester doesn't. It's just got that sliding lever, spring-loaded lever from the Henry, which these Daisies also have, that Oliver Winchester's design eliminated. Why they have that on there, I have no idea. Must have been the cheaper way to do it personally. I think it was kind of dumb. That's just putting something back into Winchester's design that wasn't there to start with. One of the things he actually strove to eliminate. But be that as it may, let's hit it. Okay, here's those other pictures I told you about. I just wanted to show you a close-up of the brass plated screws, and it looks like a Remington butt plate. Got to clean the little grooves out and everything before I clear coat it, but that's down the road a little bit. And here you can see that it's flat on the bottom and curved on top, and both ends are angled a little bit towards the stock. Have to maintain that when I file it. And here's the end of the butt stock on the Winchester. Got that bevel on there. But at least it's nice and flat, so that makes mounting that butt plate way easier than using the curved ones. And here it is with, I got the butt plate set in place pretty close so you can get a decent view of it. It's not going to be bad once I get it shaped. Okay, I got that taped on as evenly as I possibly can. And then I'll mark the places over here and around there where it's sticking out a little too far. And that way I'll know where to file it off on both sides. Okay, I got it marked with a white grease pencil where I need to file it down a little and then sand it smooth and all of that. I have to hit that point there a little bit because you can see that's off by a little hair. Getting that in lined up real nice and as close as I can get it. I might even use a Dremel and a drum sander and just make it easy on myself, and then use a sanding block to get a fine line on the curves. You can see how far it's sticking out from the edge right there, and then it comes back in level right about there. It's like that on both sides. Okay, video take 2. Never forget to push the record button, folks. Got a couple buttons to push before you can do anything with these stupid cameras. Okay, anyway, I used the chainsaw file, also known as a 3-corner file there. I couldn't find my machine file. I don't know who the hell keeps taking my tools and not putting them back. And I had to reshape from here up over the top and around that way to make it a bit smaller to fit the end of the Winchester buttstock. And that's what it looks like after filing and smoothing with the file as much as you can. I got to shape it with fine sandpaper to smooth it down a little more. Otherwise, I got the angles and everything pretty good. So, once we get those wavy file marks out of there with the fine sandpaper, we can go from 400 to 1500, maybe 2500, and get smooth and get a nice little sheen on it again, and then hit it with some thin coat of True Oil and let that dry, and it'll look new again. That's pretty close. I'll tape it in place right on the money, but it's pretty darn close. Once I get it sanded down, it'll fit even better up here, right around that smooth heel area there. It's going to be a lot better with a butt plate on it. It'll fit my shoulder more comfortable, I think. Okay. Now we're going to start smoothing that down and working up a dull shine on it. I'm going to start off with a green Scotch-Brite pad. Excuse me. And I've got various grits of sandpaper, emery paper, and everything up to 2500. We'll wind up with those. So that way, hopefully, get that down to the exact size I want, and nice and smooth and a little shiny before I clean it and give it a light coat of True Oil. Okay, this is after a 180 grit, and hitting it with the green Scotch-Brite pad. Try to smooth out those file marks. Looking pretty good. Now we just got to shine it up a little more. And that should get that in there down to the right size. This one could be a little rounder, but not bad. It's pretty close. With that bevel on the Winchester's buttstock kind of helps this fit. Otherwise, it'd have to be about 1/8 of an inch wider across the middle. And it'll do. It'll do quite nicely when it's done. Okay, let's hook it up to 1500 grit. And you can see that's looking pretty good. Took it all the way down to here on both sides. I noticed some horizontal scratching, so I thought I'd sand that down and shine it up a little bit before I give it a coat of true oil. That's looking pretty darn good. Imagine what that'll look like when it's clean, coated, and all shiny and dry. And then we can drill the holes and mount it. Okay, I got it mounted here about as close as I can hold it. Make sure I tape it in place real good when I go to drill the holes and mount it and everything. Okay, now that we got that, got a nice sheen on that to smooth it out good. If any of you were noticing, the small end here, right in here, was dinged and gashed up pretty bad. So I sanded that with 180 and then 400 to 20 to 2000. I'm out of 2500. I gotta buy some more. Tell the difference between a normal shine and shine on this. I have to go up to maybe 5,000 to get a real nice shine on that. Now I gotta try to tape this thing on there and drill the holes, and then I can take it off and use a brush and some birchwood Casey cleaner on it, and a little brush to scrub it up. Then we can coat it and let it dry for a few hours. Okay, my daughter left this bit in the drill, but it's the same size. I keep telling people this: when you're drilling holes to put screws in, use a drill bit. I don't know if I can show you this. Use a drill bit that is the same size as the pitch diameter of the threads. In other words, the base diameter, the smaller diameter in between the threads. That's pitch diameter. And then you see how it's kind of rounded to a point at the tip there? Well, stop the drill before you get to that point. Let that little rounded point go into the wood by itself. It'll anchor the screw a lot tighter. And I marked the screw basically. Okay, now I taped it on there. You can see at the top and the bottom are lined up very well with this painter's tape. And I drilled the holes, and I got to put the screws in. Make sure that this thing gets nailed down real good, and then I could take it off, clean it, and finish it. So that came out pretty well. Okay, I used my Umarex screwdriver and the bits there. That in the cleaning kit for 177 22s and the cleaning cable. The cable was worthless to me, but the rest of it is gold. Anyway, I only had one really new looking screw, brass plated screw left there from the curtain rods and such. I save all that extra stuff. And got that screwed in nice and tight, and when you're screwing them down, as soon as it snugs up, don't try to gorilla the thing tighter. You'll pull the threads out you just made out of the wood, which won't take much because the thread diameter isn't much more than the pitch diameter. So you get that screwed down like that. Just snug them down good, and that's it. Don't try to gorilla the damn things. Don't ever do that. Especially true with these new cylinder heads and engine blocks. They're all aluminum alloy. Okay. I can't believe how hard it is to... Oh, hold on. Okay, darn tape was stuck all the way under the edge for some reason. But anyway, there it is. It's off a tiny hair from where I had it, but still looks pretty good when you get away from the bevel. Feels good and steady too. Okay, well anyway, now that we got the holes drilled, mounted, and all that stuff, we can get to cleaning and finishing the thing, and then slap it back on there and it's done. Okay, just getting set up for putting a coat of True Oil on that butt plate. I'll soak one of these patches with True Oil to rub it on there. I don't like using my fingers so much, but and Q-tips to get in that little chamfer. First of all, though, I'll take some lens cleaner to clean this plastic because the Birchwood Casey cleaner degreaser is made from metal. Don't want to mess it up, so I'll hold it with a pair of scissors and my fingers, well, that'll have to do. And proceed to clean this thing up and coat it. And then I'll set it on top of that old medicine bottle cap there on a piece of paper towel, so it's got something to drip on just in case. Okay, got her all cleaned up, and here's the proof. Definitely got some dirt and black sooty stuff off of there. So now we have to coat it and put it up over there to dry. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I used the Q-tips on the whole thing since it's not that big. It actually made it easier. Nice, huh? Give that 2 or 3 hours to dry. And I can put that back on there and it'll be beautiful. So you guys may not see this video until later tonight. It's 3:27 now, Eastern Daylight Time, I think it is now. Anyway, and there was about 3/32 of an inch of the true oil inside the top of the bottle that had dried hard. I had to ruin the foil. You only poke a hole in to get little drops out so it doesn't dry out on you, so that I could poke that hard piece out. And I put a piece of painter's tape over top of the foil that was left on the rim and everything, and then carefully screwed the cap on so there's an extra bit of seal there. That should help keep the stuff from drying out on me. But anyway, see where I sand it there? You sand that real smooth, then when you get that light coat of true oil on there and let it flow out, it flows out like car paint. And you can see that looks really nice and smooth and shiny and beautiful. Took some doing to get the dirt out from out of the chamfers there that was under the screws, but I did. That Equate lens cleaner you get from Walmart works pretty good on this plastic stuff. Ending take 2. The computer decided not to save it. Saved all the ones I forgot to erase again, but no. So anyway, I got it back on. But I think I need to straighten it out a little bit. We'll do that later. Dang thing must have skipped around a little bit. Anyway, on top of the bottom I got it lined up pretty good. It's just sticking out a little bit farther on this side. I need to move it a little bit. Yeah, seriously, I gotta put this. I didn't put the screwdriver together, but I gotta fix this. Okay, let's see if I can loosen this. Okay. All right. There, that's better. Push that side that way a little bit. Pay attention to that. Anyway, it's it looks a little more complete now anyhow. Nice and shiny and smooth too. Grab a cloud, Varmint. Yeah. Well, that's another job completed. So, I guess that's it for this time. Good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll see you again. So until then, keep your gun oiled and your powder dry.